And to me, we are coming to a major top in that, and which means that if I'm right, you're going to see something similar to what we saw during the financial crisis. And a lot of people do not remember what happened during the financial crisis, but it is a completely different situation than what we have seen over the last 16 years. So that is the kind of scenario what we need to look into. We need to look into a liquidity crisis where banks are collapsing, we're credit crisis and financial crisis. So this is going to be really, really bad, and we're going to see markets decline to much lower levels that we have today. We have the largest bubble ever. So how people are saying, oh, but why would it? And I can't see, and blah blah. I mean, well, just look at it. Look at the market valuations. Look at the distortion of money. Look at crypto. I mean, why are so many people engaging in crypto, myself included, into something which is clearly a bubble? Um, I say that without blinking. I'm part of it right now because if you're not, you're probably a little stupid here because it's going to do fantastically well into the last part of this phase, but it's still a bubble, and that bubble will collapse when the recession sets in and liquidity crisis sets in. So I think people will really understand this, when we get a year down the road. But for now, people will say, yeah, but markets are going up strongly, and Henrik he'll probably not be right this time around. Let's see. I think I'll be right.
Do you think it's possible to have something similar to 2008? I guess if we look at what we saw last year with the banking crisis, the Fed and sort of other government entities, they worked overtime to try and prevent this fallout. We look at Credit Suisse, combined with UBS over one weekend, and that sort of resolved similar with some regional banks in the US where they combined with JP Morgan and other companies. Do you see something similar where it might be a far more aggressive and sharp drawdown potentially versus the recession, and then the government will do what it can to sort of resolve it, and then we'll see further upside? Or do you think it could be similar to what we saw in 2008 where it's years?
It's like 2008 this time around. I mean, people think that this is just about the financial sector and it can just be, solved by, putting two bad banks together and then say, now we have two minuses, gives a plus here. It doesn't really work like that. So I don't believe, and yeah, let me say this also, and also the very idea that it's all about the financial sector is so naive. It's not just about the financial sector. This is about real people who have a house, has a job today, who are going to lose their house and who's going to lose their job. And these people, we are then saying, oh, you know what, Mrs. Johnson, you're going to be fine because, UBS and Credit Suisse, they go, they have been merged, but, whichever bank it's going to be, it's all going to be fine. So you don't worry. That's not how it works. And this is so misconstructed and misunderstood. Yes, we're going to see a lot of that because they will need to, because there will be a lot of banks failing. And the reason that they are failing is because Mr. and Mrs. Jensen here in Denmark will not be in a good state. So they will need to make sure that the banks do not collapse. And they will also need to do it because a lot of people have been investing money into crap investments.